Yo guys, this is the Phantom Armor coming to you guys with a new deck profile of a deck I like to call Glad Control. So I'm gonna go through this fairly quickly just because I have literally done this profile like 6 times. And like every time there has been some sort of complication, whether personal or technical. So we're just gonna get in this profile because I am super pissed off. So let's go. Anyways, so we're playing double Doomcal because it's basically like it's a Glad, but it's unsearchable. And the problem with playing non-Glad cards in a Glad deck, or non-Glad monsters in a Glad deck, is that they can't work with Chariot. Well, this card can't work with Chariot, but it is Chariot essentially, how it works. And also, this deck is really good against Cosmo because you can Chariot them over and over and over again. So this card is extremely important for that reason. Because it can also negate stuff, and against Cosmo, since they only have one monster, like negating and destroying that monster is like extremely like good. Because realistically, they have one monster to start off their whole engine, so they need to establish the first small card to resolve, and these cards can stop that from resolving. Moving on, we're playing double Aquari. It's really good. Double Darius, and also like Doomcal can clear the way for these guys to go in, so double Aquari, double Darius, double Quest, all really good, and then 2 Bestie. You only need 2, like playing 3 is a little bit excessive, and like it is too much because you don't want to draw this card unless you have a Glad. Like you only want to draw this with an established board, otherwise it's not very good at all. So yeah, those are like the main Glads. The level 4 beaters, and then we play 1 Secutor, because Secutor is good. There's like no card in the game that pluses you 4 cards other than this card, so yeah. And then we play 1 Test Tiger to get to that Secutor if we need it, because swinging directly with Secutor is like already game, so yeah. I'm gonna play 1 Grand Mole. So anyways, like the monster lineup is pretty straightforward. It's 13 monsters. We're not playing Retiari because that card doesn't do anything anymore. We're not playing Mormello because that card both targets and destroys, which is bad in both cases. And finally, we're not playing what else are we not playing? Let me think. There was another card. We're not playing Sam Knight because I would like Secutor more than Sam Knight, so yeah. And then Grand Mole's just good because you can bounce stuff instead of targeting it. We're playing, that's like 13 monsters, so we're playing the spells, triple, it's a really slow list because we're not playing the Prisma build. So we're playing triple Proving Grounds, double Pot of Duality, double Kaiser, because Kaiser's good. I might consider cutting the Duality because we play double Instant Fusion, and these two kind of conflict, but I, of course, Instant Fusion is better, so this card will always triumph, I guess. And then last spells are double Moon Mirror Shield. This card is like really good. Just being able to beat over like anything you want is really good. And plus, if they honest in damage step, you can just, this card will just go over that amount of attack. So they just -1. So yeah. Also, this deck, if your opponent farm girls in damage or attack someone farm girl at one of your bigger beaters, and then they chain honest and damage step, you can Chariot the honest, and then they can't chain Farm Girl, so it just goes straight to damage step and they die. So that's why Chariot's good. So we're playing double Chariot. I wanted to play 3, but there's not enough Glads to play 3, so we're playing 2. So yeah, 2 of those. Triple Fiendish Chain. It's better than most cards you can play, and like what I was considering playing over this was like Break the Scroll, and that card's not much better. And this card poses both an effect negation and a monster. Like, it's a battle trap, so that's why it's good. Triple Mirror Force. This is most likely going down to 2. To put something else in, because this card isn't that great, this format. I know Shooting Mirror Force is probably better. Blazing Mirror Force isn't that great, and you don't want to take too much damage in this deck, because then you die. And Shooting Mirror Force isn't that great, because it's really bad against everything that isn't Magispectors or Cosmo, and it's not that bad. Like, it's pretty... It does hurt Cosmo, but it almost doesn't hurt Magispectors at all. Because they just chain all their cards, and then they just do everything again next turn. So, Mirror Force doesn't... what is it? Storming really doesn't help, so I'm not paying $200 for Storming Mirror Forces when I can just play regular Mirror Forces. We're playing triple Wabaku. I would not play this past maybe this week, because Wabaku is really good against Cosmo. And also, Wabaku can also protect your dudes and get you Secutor. So I just noticed how great this card is. Now, before it was like a -1, and even going for Secutor is quite a -1 unless you get the Pokken. So this card can be potentially really bad. So I'm playing 3. If you open 2, it's not that great, but you can do something with it. It gives you an extra turn, which is like what you need in this deck. So that's why we're playing this card. And I like this card. It's just a good card in general. So yeah, that's like our massive amount of 3-ofs. No, we're playing two War Chariot. So I might cut 1 Mirror Force for a War Chariot, but you definitely want more, at least 2 Waboku in this format. Just because, like, okay, I just want to, like, talk over this card a little bit. This card, like, it can protect you from Cosmo, because if they go in for the kill, or they go in for an attack, say they attack in with, like, I don't know, Dark Destroyer. You have a Mirror Force and a Waboku set and a, like, Bestiary. If you chain Waboku, go for Secutor, or chain Waboku, your opponent's attack has to go through, you don't take damage, your guy doesn't get destroyed, and then you can special summon too. Like, it's like, what the hell? Why wouldn't you want to? So that's why this card is good. And also, if you have an empty board, they can't kill you if you have this. So yeah. When we're playing 1 time space, 1 bottomless, 1 torrential, 1 solemn, and 1 vanities, which is all like cards you need to play most likely. So that's like the main deck. It's, I believe, 16 traps, 11 spells, and 13 monsters. So altogether, 40 card deck. Didn't want to play Upstart because Upstart there was no room for that shit. So yeah, and I wanted to play a trap heavy list. So moving on to the extra deck, we are playing double Gyzarus. If you're playing Glads and you're not playing Gyzarus, you are absolutely, like, you shouldn't be playing Yu-Gi-Oh! You need Gyzarus and Glads. I was gonna play supers, or I was gonna try to find another super, but then I noticed this card actually had the updated text, and this is must first, so you can special summon this card off of Darius, but you can't pop 2, and you can't attack to shuffle, because Darius negates its effect, so yeah, this card isn't excessively good when you summon it off of Darius, but it's good because you can put it back and you can make Herculenos or another bestie, so, or another Gyzarus. So, but yeah, this card is absolutely amazing, this format, besides the Darius stuff. But like, just making this card, popping both scales and attacking is like, you're probably winning if you do that. And you get the attack in, you can pop 2 more cards, or you can't summon, actually you can't summon besties, so you can't pop 2 more cards. But you can add like a Queste, and add back double Chariot if you got that kind of, if you have that kind of setup. Or you can like do so much with this card. Like, this card is the nuts. I was considering playing, this is actually kind of funny. I was considering playing a Shadol version of this deck where you send Bestie and Beast, or Bestie and Beast, to summon Wendigo off of Shadol Fusion if your opponent has an extra deck monster. Then you normal summon Darius, and you can like Test Tiger or whatever. You summon Darius, get back you summon Gladiator Beast, special summon Test Tiger. Test Tiger gets you your what is it called? Darius get back Bestie and Darius put him back into deck to make Gyzarus, and you can pop one of your opponent's cards and your own Wendigo to get a search. Or if you went first, you wouldn't be making this going first. And then you can attack in for more. Or you could just keep the Wendigo on board to protect it, but that's kind of like a stupid idea. But it could have been fun, so who knows. So double Darius, or Gyzarus. One Herc, because Herc is good and it looks nice as a super. And this card is like, this card's good. So yeah, of course it can't negate monster effects, but that's okay. Because, yeah. These are the only ones we play. I don't play Equeste, because you're never going to be making that unless you want to shuffle stuff back. And if you're shuffling 2 cards back, most likely you're losing. Either, like, if you're shuffling 2 cards back and not making Gyzarus or Herculenos, you're losing. And Nekataros, like, that card is kind of good, but it's not really worth playing. If I'm putting 3 monsters into it, I'd rather just make Gyzarus or Herculenos, so But with the amount of random cards I put in this extra deck, that I might just put it in. Then we're playing Double Nodin, because Nodin is fun, and Nodin is good, and we can make Geyser super easily with this, so why not play this shit? And then 1 Panzer Dragon, because just in case we get Max Seed, we can special summon this shit, and just go for damage. Well, not damage, sorry, we can just pop a card. I think I made this once to pop a skill drain, which was pretty cool. So yeah, this card's good. Now a ton of rank 4s nobody cares about, and we don't ever make. I only make a couple of these, like Ramsey, don't make this. Dweller, I make this constantly. This is the only rank 4 I ever make. Because you make this with Mirror Force against Cosmo, and they kind of just lose. So if they attack in, of course, and if they don't, they still lose. So 1 Diamond Dyer, Castell, Monarch, Tiger King. This is the second one you ever make. You don't make, you make this pretty constantly. You make Castell sometimes, but what you can do with Tiger King is against like every deck right now. So you can use this effect to negate the effects of all face-up monsters on the field. So except these warrior monsters, which means you can still attack in with your Laquaris. So this is only like currently on the field, and then you can stop the targeting effects. So then you could just make this, and then Geyseris them, and then War Chariot them. So yeah, that's something cool you could do. Because now they can be targeted because they lost their effects. So yeah. 1 Ragnazero, because Ragnazero's cool. 1 Rebellion, because Rebellion's also cool. And then finally, 1 Kagasuchi, because it's ulti. And you like barely make any of these. Like, it's just like you're only playing Ragnazero, because like just in case if your opponent's playing Yosenju's, and you don't have the answer, you can just make this. And like none of these ever come up, realistically. Like, somebody told me, why don't you play Shidori in this deck? I'm like, I'd rather just make Geyseris every single time. Geyseris is just a much better card. So, like, all these cards, like, besides Tiger King and Abyss Dweller, nothing really do anything. And Castell, like, nothing really does anything. And you just make Kagasuchi when you have Vanities, because it's much bigger than Monarch, so why not, right? You can deal more damage faster. So yeah, like, the only things you ever make in this extra deck or summon is Geyseris, Norden, Abyss Dweller, and Tiger King. Like, 6 cards. And if your opponent maxes you, you might summon Panzer Dragon. Yeah, so like, if your opponent isn't bad, they'd max you, like, well, like, not bad, but if your opponent, like, knows what they're doing, they'd max you when you summon Norden, and then when you use effect, because at this point, you already have a Norden. And they still get the same amount of pluses, but you couldn't go for Panzer Dragon in that field of play, so yeah. And you won't invest, you won't keep going unless you have to. If somebody maxes you and you summon Norden, and you won't use effect at that point, unless you absolutely have to, so. Or you have so much advantage that it doesn't even matter, and you're just gonna win anyways. But yeah. So anyways, I'm just gonna go through the extra deck real quick. Thank you everybody for watching, or through the main deck real quick, so. Thank you everybody for watching. Sorry, I just had a low power mode update. So thank you, iPhone 5S, for telling me that I am on low power mode now. So yeah, guys. Anyways, thanks for watching. Once again, this deck can absolutely just destroy Cosmo, because if you have Chariot and a Glad, like, you just use Chariot, or if your opponent summons Farm Girl and tries to use effect or something, right? So say you have like Laquari and okay, let's just put an example up. So Laquari and War Chariot. So say your opponent has a, I don't know, Farm Girl in hand. Your opponent normal summons Farm Girl, attempts to use effect, you chain a War Chariot. Your opponent now loses their card. Like, they're due. Now you attack in with Laquari, get yourself a Esadari, and add back your War Chariot. And if you have any other back row that can stop them from attacking you, like, you already win with the amount of cards you have. Because now you can just keep shuffling this back to pop Cosmo Towns, and then do that again over to get another Chariot. So, like, it's like, what are they gonna do? And then they can't, if they use Wicked Witch, they lose too. But anyways, thank you everybody for watching. This is like a really fun, cheap deck, and I would definitely recommend you making it if you have the cash and time. But anyways, thank you all for watching. Like, comment, and subscribe for more content, and this is the Phantom Armor signing out. Catch you guys next time.